Hi, good evening. Thank you for inviting me here and thank you for coming here. India has the largest blind population in the world. Scary as it may sound, it's true. Do you see them anywhere? Have you ever seen a blind person? How many of you have seen, I'll say blind or visually challenged, whatever. Have you ever seen a blind person? How many of you in Bombay? So what I'm trying to say is that we have the largest population of blind in this country, but we never see them. It's almost like they're invisible. It's almost like they're hiding somewhere. Have you ever asked yourself why? Why is it that we never see, forget blind, physically handicapped person anywhere in this country? When I was 14 or 15, I remember I was crossing the road in Delhi. I missed my bus. It was really hot and I needed a glass of water. So I walked inside this building. This is back in the day when we didn't have cafes, and it wasn't that you could go to a coffee shop and get yourself coffee, or it was still then, you go to a building and ask for a glass of water, and things were fairly simple and fairly innocent. So I went inside this building and I saw, I got myself a glass of water and I saw a bunch of kids playing cricket. Now, which is fairly normal in India, but they were playing cricket with a ball which made sound. That intrigued me. Sat down, started watching them, and one kid came, sat next to me. He was really cheeky, very naughty, I could tell. He touched my face. Now, when you're blind and when you're very young, that's how you know it's a new person. I was clapping and I was really excited to see a bunch of blind kids playing cricket. Now, how it goes is that when a ball makes a sound, they know where the ball is and they concentrate on that ball, and it's immaculate how they play cricket. And they run for their ball. It's just fantastic. So this kid tried to have a conversation with me and asked me, "Oh, so you're new here?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he's like, "Not everyone comes to a blind school. What made you come here?" So I told him, I was really thirsty, I wanted a glass of water, and I missed my bus. At which point, this kid just started laughing. I'm like, "Why are you laughing? I missed my bus. It's a serious issue." He's like, "I am blind and I've never missed a catch. How can you miss your bus?" It's just, he was so sweet and innocent about it. And he taught me one lesson in life, is that never keep your sense of humor at home. Always have it with you. It's more important than anything else in life. Then I started going and spending a lot of time in the blind school, started dubbing for them. I used to stammer when I was a child, but because of that, they had to record their syllabus, their subjects, their courses. So I started doing that. And with that, I kind of learned a lot about blind students over there. Hanging out with them, arranging Diwali melas for them. When I came to Bombay, and after many years, when I started working, acting, with my first whatever sort of money that I earned, I bought a small one-bedroom flat, and I wanted to do something with visually challenged. Incidentally, I was shooting in Cochin those days, and met these really talented two boys, and who basically do computer classes for blind, and they do orchestra with blind. I was intrigued. I thought maybe I'll just do the same here. So when blind work with computers, it has a talking software, and I was just very close to doing that when I went to NAB. It's a talking software. So they're actually really good with call centers and computers, because there's nothing to distract them. So when they're working, they're just working, but they just need a talking software. When I went to NAB, I figured that the Maharashtra government gives them a 6 months course where it's free of cost. They come and they can learn therapy, which is massage, but no one gives them job. So the NAB told me, and I went to a few other NGOs as well. They're like, "Don't do what you're doing, just start a spa." And I looked at my mom, at which point I'm like, "Spa?" Like, I don't know anything about that. So I took a flight to Bangkok, learned a little bit about how to make it work, started it on my own, started a small spa. The reason I started this spa, which is called Spandana, which means touch, is also because I wanted to interact a blind or a visually challenged person in the society, make them part of a society. Now, what happened with me is when I was 14, when I started working with visually challenged, I realized that they helped me more than I helped them. Now, I'll try to explain this to you. I don't know if it makes sense, but when you're 14, 15, whatever age, you're always sitting next to someone who's either better than you or who's equal or who you want to be better with. So you're always having that competition. But if you were sitting next to someone who's physically handicapped, you will try to help that person, which is what you'll do out of your own, which is for instance, someone who cannot see, or who's deaf and dumb, or who cannot walk. So you will try to help. Now, in that process, a part of you which is meant to show compassion is developed. But now, when you never do that, you never helped anyone. You always are trying to compete with someone else. That part of you is never developed. So all you know what to show is pity. When you see a blind person or a deaf and dumb or a physically handicapped, whatever way, when you see someone like that, you don't know how to react. Now, that's not really your fault, because you have never interacted with someone like that all your life. I'm not talking about seeing them randomly at anywhere, but I'm talking about really interacting with someone, spending time. So you don't know what to do. So that's the mental block that I want to change. That, oh my God, it's a physically handicapped person, which means cannot do anything. Now, for the first 1-2 years, I only got people who came up to me and said, but that person is blind. Can I give you money and you give it to that person? I don't think I want to make a blind person work. And I'm like, honestly, that is just weird, because if you don't let them work, they will never have their own identity. So it took me a long time to break that mental block. Then for the longest time, I was trying to tell people help for dignity. And someone came up to me and told me that, you know what, change your tagline from help from dignity to say they are better. Now, a blind person is blessed with sense of touch. The world we live in is visual. So it's really hard for a blind person to do anything unless its sense of touch is in hands, which means everything is hand. So when they give a massage, they just are blessed. They're better than a normal person. And the moment I started telling people, come to the spa because they are blessed and they're better. And trust me, we just picked up from 2 years of bleeding cash. We didn't know what to do with our spa. We're just doing well now. So I think it's also about changing the mental blocks that people have, integrating them in the society, and also understanding how smart and capable they are. Like, for instance, everyone who work in the spa come literally in bus and train, literally 2 hours every day, come to the spa, 2 hours every day, go back. Like we are in Lokhandwala. People come from Churchgate who work in the spa, which means they take train, bus, come by themselves to the spa, leave at 8 o'clock. It is just unbelievable how capable, how smart, how intelligent they are. And somewhere with Spandana Spa, I want to create awareness about physically handicapped, integrate them in the society, change pity to compassion, and come to a point where we stop saying they and say us.